Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. This is Monty Anderson with 412 Productions, the art of Monty Anderson. So, welcome to the show. Got a lot of cool new stuff to talk about, some exciting stuff to talk about. We're going to talk comic books as well. Got some comic books in the mail, those type of good things. V8 Brisk, you guys need to sponsor me. Send that out to your peoples if you know anybody in those companies that are high up in those companies. But anyway, got some exciting life news. Very cool stuff getting ready to happen. 2025 is kicking off right. Let me just tell you that. It's sparking. And not in the Walmart way. Just finished up Miss Vampirella here. Yes, it does have my little tag on the back. It's a 1-to-1 right there. I'm trying to figure out the best way to show this off. It is a not safe for work piece, so I've got to be very careful here. But she does have some bling bling on all the rings. Her belly button ring. She's got some bling bling. She's got some bling bling underneath the ruler. So, but she is ready. I turned her into a virgin cover. Meaning there is no logo on it. Not meaning that she's a virgin. She is a vampire. She has been around for a very long time. She is a very cool character. If you don't know about her, go check her out. Alright, so. Let's get into the life news, shall we? We're pretty early still. I just found out last night. I went to bed early. And just found out last night that a voiceover gig that I sent in for a main character, bad guy character role, I landed. I landed a bad guy character role to continue my acting journey. So they're sending me the script. So that's pretty awesome. So I will be voicing a baddie character. I can't give away too much of the details right now. Hopefully I get to start seeing some of that stuff come to fruition out there pretty soon on the page that it is with. So it's very exciting times in this artist journey. I have played in some movies before, just as a support character role. EMTs, several different EMTs. I used to do the props for Jason Pitt's movies. He's getting bigger and better and forgetting all about me. No, I'm kidding. We were trying to do a roundtable on King Daniel's podcast, In Your Face podcast, but my whole internet was all Yankee and shitty and crap like that, and it's Cox is who handles my internet. And so thanks, Roy, for all the love. If you've commented so far, I haven't seen it yet, but I appreciate you being here, buddy, sharing the love, sharing the page. Please share, like, and follow all of my social medias right there. Boom, boom, boom. You can go up there in the bio. You'll see a link to my website. On my website, you'll see this logo, the 412 Productions, behind me. And from there, directly underneath that, has all of my social media. Jeez Louise. From Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. But you're here live with me on TikTok now. And they're live with me up there on Facebook. I try to go in this time slot just because it's a good time slot. I'm up already, and so apparently are a lot of other people. Last time I was on this time slot, between the 4, 5, or 4:30 and 5:30 time slot, I got 2.6 thousand views. That's freaking amazing. And now I'm letting you guys know that my acting career is moving forward. For those of you just joining, I landed a voiceover role for a main character bad guy in a movie that I believe is going to start filming sometime this year. They're sending me the script, and I will be doing the voiceover for this character. So that's pretty exciting and pretty cool. It's going to be fun and amazing. But I just finished up Vampirella. Like I said, Valentine's Day is what? 4 days away, because today is Tuesday the 11th, and Friday the 14th is Valentine's Day. What are you guys doing for Valentine's Day? Who's going out for that nice steak dinner, Roy? Roy doesn't like a steak dinner. What did you guys think of the Stupid Bowl? I don't call it the Super Bowl unless my team's in it, but, you know, which I only have one team in the NFL. I'm not a bandwagon jumper. I don't root for other teams, you know, unless it's a rival team and then I want them to get beat by whoever they're getting played by. So, but I still don't root for them. I just want them to beat that rival team. So, what did you guys think? What did you guys think? Was it rigged? Was it scripted? What did you think of the halftime show? All that good stuff. Because I know a lot of people didn't like the halftime show, but the halftime show was a political thing, and I get that. That's why I don't talk politics. Yes, we are both Dallas Cowboy fans at Roy. Yes, 100%. I got a whole room dedicated to Dallas Cowboys. And I still got to put more stuff up. Of course, I've got to wait until I get the pig outside so she doesn't eat everything in there that I put up. But life is moving forward pretty quickly for this new year. And like I said, I'm glad it's slowing down, or it seems like it's slowing down. And I am just looking forward to, you know, all of the cool stuff that's going to happen. This voiceover actor's gig for a main character bad guy. That's going to be cool. All the artwork that's been selling. That's still cool. Next piece up is my Street Fighter. Chun-Li, right here. You can pick her up. She's not safe for work too, but she's more covered than Vampirella down here, so I can just show her openly. Because there's no nipples showing for TikTok or Facebook. But let's talk some comic books. I'm a avid comic book fan and collector from the 80s. I have 30 boxes, which you guys can't see on TikTok, but you can hear. That's my some of my 30 comic book boxes right here. Now, I've got 3 different boxes in another room because that's the ones that I avidly collect the most. That's my Uncanny X-Men collection. And so you get, in the run, you get what's called split-offs, spin-offs, and things of that nature. So not only do you have the main title in your box of comics, but then you also include all of the extra comics that run through the other X-Men books. Like Extinction Agenda. There was 8 or 12 of those. So you had to collect each and every one of those so you would have the entire story. So, say 3 or 4 were in your main title, and then the rest of them ran 1 or 2 in several different other comic books of a different name. Not Uncanny X-Men, like X-Force or X-Factor or, you know, those type of things. Excalibur. And so you had to collect all those so you would have the entire run story. So not only in my Uncanny X-Men do I have those types, I've got those extras in there as well so that I can read the entire story if I wanted to. Most of the stories you can read online now. You can pay a subscription and read pretty much any comic book you want online. There are some places where you can read free comic books online, which is always helpful, especially those that straight up just, like here, bag and board the comic and never touch it again. Okay? And there are collectors that are like that. They will take their comic book, seal it up, never to be touched again. Then they'll read it if they want to read it online. But most of your collectors don't ever read their comic books. And to me, that's a sad state of affairs. Why have a comic book that you're not going to read? Unless it's slabbed. And if you don't know what slabbed means, slabbed is a hard case, kind of like a top loader, but much harder, sealed, and it has a grade on it because it's been graded by a company. CGC, CBCS, and there's one other one out there that I can't remember who it is. CGC is the one that you want, but there's been a lot of controversy with CGC. Claiming that CGC, and this is not me accusing CGC of anything, claiming that CGC is taking people's comic books and took people's comic books and switched it out for a different comic book that was of a lesser grade or whatever to keep that higher grade for themselves, whoever was grading that book. Now mine, I would be able to tell the ones that I sent in just because mine have a writing on them. So if they switched out my books, you know, it would be very noticeable to me because a lot of these comics that I got from some friends of mine, and I paid them for them, and they were written on by the original owner. And so, thanks, Roy. Thanks for the tally update. I appreciate that. And they put a code on their comic books. Not all of them, but I'd say probably about 45% of them they wrote some kind of code on. And which isn't cool, but if it's a key issue, it does not take the book down, especially if it's a high grade book with sharp corners. And most of these have sharp corners still. And you're talking books from the 70s, 80s, 90s, the golden era, or the Bronze Age era, from the 70s to 85. 1974 to 1985 was the Bronze Age era in comic books. And Roy sprained his thumb again. You gotta quit scrolling so fast. You gotta keep up. You gotta go slow. Us old chickens, we can't go as fast as we used to. So the fact that a lot of these still had their good corners and stuff like that was pretty awesome. Especially for some of the high keys like Hulk 181, 182. I wish 180 was in there, but it wasn't. A ton of first appearances in here. And then just to have some of these again. Yes, I had them before. I hate telling the story over and over again because it sounds like I've got nothing else to talk about. But I had an original collection, sold it for a house I no longer live in as a down payment, and a wife that I no longer am married to. So, you know, in hindsight, I would have kept the comic books over that other situation and found a different way to get a down payment for the house. But that was the only way to get the down payment for the house at the time because my house hadn't sold yet. I had just renovated a house in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Completely bought and paid for, including renovations on the inside. So, that was kind of painful. I could have just, you know, kept doing a long distance relationship for a while, see where everything went, and but I didn't. I was stupid. Love was in the air. Valentine's Day right around the corner. See how that works? So periodically, I will hit up Goodwill online. They have an online shop. And so they have all kinds of collectibles. I mean, they have pretty much anything you want, from high, expensive priced rings to designer clothing to comic books to antiques to, I mean, some of their antiques are, you know, first edition books and statues and things like that. Computers. I mean, everything you can think of they've got on Goodwill online. and it's all over the United States. From all the way from Seattle to New York to California. I mean, everywhere. And so periodically I'll buy stuff from them. Just like I bought a couple of groupings of comic books here recently that just came in. And I haven't been disappointed with them. Now, they aren't in the greatest of shape for some of them. But for others of them, they're in really good shape, bagged and boarded already. But you don't always get that luxury when you're buying a comic book collection from them. Most of them are loose comics, no bag and board, those type things. And so, much appreciated for the love and the likes. Like, share this page out so your friends can come and listen to comic book talk. And they get to hear it from a voice actor. Yes, I landed my first voice actor role for a main baddie in a movie. So that's going to be cool. So, we're going to pull some of these back out, just so you can see some of the stuff that you get whenever you do order from them. This one was very cool. I didn't realize it was in there because it was on the back side of another comic book. It was flipped over. There was two in the same bag and board. Surprisingly, it's in really great condition for not having its cover. A lot of times, a lot of comic shops used to take the cover off of the comic book back in the day, and I don't know if they tossed it or sent it back to the company where they ordered it from, Marvel and all that good stuff. But this was Uncanny X-Men number 17, coverless, complete, right here. So this is still going to go in my collection, but I will be looking for a covered one. So this one was pretty cool to get in that set. You get stuff like the Suicide Squad, DC Rebirth, number 20. Still pretty decent condition. Right there. With Harley Quinn on the cover. You can tell that it's been bent a little bit, but the comic book, for the most part, still is pretty solid. Sharp corners, for the most part. But that's the type of stuff you get. I mean, this is the type of stuff that you get from them. Like Deadpool. This one does not have the board on it, and this is issue number 35. But it's still very, very cool. Right there, you get the sharp corners on this one. I haven't really looked at these. The Punisher number 28. It's got a code on the cover, but this one's a pretty rough book. You can tell by the spine dings, what they call spine ticks on here. The corners aren't sharp. This is Acts of Vengeance, so there's more to this series on Acts of Vengeance that ran concurrently through like Ghost Rider and Daredevil and things like that. But this one has been bent. You can see a little spot on this corner where this has been bent over at one point in time or another. There's a little line going across there. So it's not every comic that you're going to get is going to be pristine and mint from these auctions. But you get what you get and you don't throw a fit, right? So, Wonder Woman number 25 by Perez. Good old George Perez. Love that guy. Right here. Bagged and boarded. Hulk. Bagged and boarded. This one is Hulk 2099, number 8, with Doom included. It's a decent cover. It's pretty cool to look at, to see what the Hulk would look like in 2099. Which is just around the corner, folks. No, just kidding. We still have a few years for that. Oh, one of the cooler ones was this one right here. It looks to be a Mexican print. Right here. El Hombre Arana, Spider-Man. It is issue number 14. A nice gloss cover. Sal Buscema did the artwork on the cover. Dun, dun, dun. Maximum Carnage series. It's very cool. Um, right here. So very cool. Amazing. It's Amazing Spider-Man. So no, I do not read Spanish, and I apologize for that. But I can learn. Maybe. The artwork is still cool, and this is, you know, just some of the cool stuff that you can find whenever you get these collections, because you don't always know what you're getting sometimes. Mark Bagley doing some artwork. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein adaptation, official adaptation, by Kenneth Braun and Della Pelisula. But it's just very cool to find books like this that, as you're going through these things, it's just like, bam, here's this Spanish book all of a sudden. And it's still really good. The corner down here is a little bit shot. As you can see, it's gone. There is no saving it right there, because you can see that little split cut right there. And I don't know. No, it's folded over. There's a little bit there. So it is just folded over. I thought it was gone completely until I looked at the print. So that one is very cool. And you get Doctor Strange. This one's in a really rough shape. This one, as you can see right there, completely fold over right there on that corner. But it can be bent back. It's not worth shit now, in reality, with all of its problems. Just like the Black Panther here. It's been folded. It's been creased. And this one's in really, really rough shape. Just like this 209 Uncanny X-Men. Really, really rough shape. The interior is not so bad, but the cover is pretty well shot, as you can see. So, you always want to take care of your comic books. Then I've got Tron 1 and 2, of a 102 series. Number 1 is rough, just because of this corner right here. As you can see, all that white right there, where it's been dropped a couple times. But for the most part, these are really slick books for the new Tron movie that came out. The artwork is really decent on the inside, which sometimes you don't get that with comic books anymore. The artwork on the inside sucks. The cooler part was this one here. This one's a highly sought after series. I'm getting rid of those old bags and boards. The only one missing is number 2, but it's Frank Miller's Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, 1 through 4. Right here. Very highly sought after books. And they were in this set. So very, very cool stuff. I love the foil covers of this series and all that good stuff. And I'm not going to bore you with everything else that's in here, but I've got X-Men, the new series that Jim Lee helped create. I've got X-Factor, X-Force, Cable. The list goes on and on of the comic books that I've picked up here recently. And that's just some of the stuff you can get if you look. You don't have to always go to eBay. You don't always have to go to Mercari or Etsy or places like that. Or even a comic book shop. Although, at a comic book shop, you're getting what you pay for, okay? By description... Sorry, my hat's got all kinds of stuff in it, from hay to bedding and everything else for my animals. Through a comic book shop, you get what you pay for, meaning they know exactly what they've got. They know what it would possibly grade out if you had it graded, or if it was already graded. So, you just got to be careful, because you can get scammed on Mercari, you can get scammed on Facebook Marketplace from sellers, and I see it all the time in groups that I'm in. And you can get scammed on eBay as well. Because you can find sometimes the exact same listing of the exact same book multiple times. And those are the ones you try to avoid or report, because you kind of get a feeling, especially if you start talking to the person and they won't ever show you any more pictures of this book that they say they have. That's usually a pretty big red flag indicator right there. Because they'll give you some BS line of, well, I've already got it or packaged up ready for ship for whoever buys it, or something like that. But any self-respecting person would not have bagged or packaged this thing up yet until someone had purchased it. Because what if they want to see an interior page? What if they want to see, this, that, or the other, some corner shots and things like that you didn't take pictures of? Because I never bag and board or package mine up until it has sold. That way, if there are any questions from a seller or a buyer, they can ask me whatever, and I can show them whatever they want to see. It's just like I had somebody very super interested in my very first appearance of Thanos, which I was iffy on trying to sell, but he was very super duper adamant about buying it. It never sold, just let me put it that way. It was in this set of comics that I got, nearly 3,000 comics that I got from my buddies. And I started shopping it around just to see. And I had a couple of people that were super interested in it. And I wasn't really shopping it around. I was just showing what I had in like first appearances and things like that. And I told them that I had Iron Man, this, that. And someone asked if I had this issue, which had the Blood Brothers on the cover. And I was like, yeah, I do have that one. And so I showed pictures of it, and a couple of people were like, I'd be interested in that if you wanted to sell it. And I was like, well, I don't know if I really want to sell it just yet or not, but I'll, But then this one guy kept hitting up on my DMs, and we started chit-chatting back and forth, and, I told him I really wasn't sure if I was ready to sell it yet or not, but I'd let him know if I was, blah, blah, blah. And it almost sounded like he did a scam twist on people, because I come to find out later on, he was telling me about a $1,000 book that he purchased, and he was like, yeah, I got all my money back on that book, and I got to keep the book, because this person, I told him that this person didn't package this very well. And so I was like, well, that's cool, cool of you. And I was like, well, how I do my packaging is I bag and board it, the comic book, if it's not already bagged and boarded. And then from there, and I take pictures of every step, is what I told him. And I said, and from there I put it in a top loader, a hard case inside, and then I put it in a Gemini mailer. Then I bubble wrap that Gemini mailer. Then I put it in another box. And then I'll usually bubble wrap that box and put it in another box. And I take pictures of every step so everybody can see how I package my product, so that it doesn't get damaged. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, I mean, that way I don't get screwed on the end whenever it arrives to the buyer, and the buyer can be happy because it was super well packaged and leave a good review. And he was like, oh, okay, I didn't realize that. And I was like, yeah, I take no chances when it comes to that, for people like him specifically, who claim that it was not packaged well, and it damaged the book, and now he's getting all of his money back, and I'm getting nothing back. No comic book, no money, no nothing. So there are scammers out there in the world that you have to avoid. And my mother gets scam calls or scam text or emails all the time, and she's always calling me up saying, hey, I just got this on my text message. I'm like, Mom, if you don't know it, don't recognize it, have never dealt with these people, just delete it, don't even open it. I said, okay, that's what I thought, but I said, and you probably already opened it up, but it is what it is, and we try to protect our elderly parents as much as possible, but they were raised in an era of trust where you can't trust anybody anymore for the most part. Now, you can still trust some people to a certain point, but don't put all your trust in someone because they can let you down. I know I've let people down myself. But for those of you just joining, much appreciated, much love to each and every one of you for being here and checking out the channel, talking comics, talking my big role that I just landed, voiceover for a movie. And that is going to be very cool. I get to play a bad guy with this role. So that's going to be fun and exciting to do a voiceover role. The other roles that I've played have included EMTs, where you can actually see me as a person. You know, I'm a people's. So it's going to be fun to do a voiceover for a character, for a movie. So that's going to be very awesome. I'm looking forward to that. I just got the news last night, so I'm still ecstatic. I'm still beaming. So that's very cool. And like I said, Jason Pitts out there who does movies. I've done acting work in some of his movies, and I've also done a lot of prop work for his movies, making different things, including having props of different styles and types of real axes and things like that in his movies, because he does a lot of horror slasher type movies. And you can catch him on Tubi. You can catch him on, I think he's got some on, I know he's on YouTube. He might have some on Hulu or even Amazon Prime. I'm not 100% sure on that. I know he's in certain places. You can look him up. Jason Pitts is his name. He is on IMDb. So you can find him there and see what movies he has worked on. You can find me on IMDb as well, as a prop maker, as an actor, and now a voiceover actor. So that's going to be cool. I got to go in there and change that soon. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm just excited. It's very cool to land a major role in a movie. So where I get to be a bad guy and I get to, you know, change my voice a lot and do different things. But I'm also getting ready, I'm hoping, within the next X amount of days. I know it's going to be after Valentine's Day, but to get my new mixer board in with my new mic and all that stuff so that I can look a little more and sound a little more professional for everyone out there. So that I don't have to just use my one microphone or my microphone here. But I am also getting a microphone hookup for my phone as well, so you can possibly hear me better. I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay on TikTok. Way to go, bro. Happy for you, bub. Thank you, buddy. Roy Bradley there. And I'm assuming that, Roy, you can hear me well out there without having to yell, because I'm watching my blue monitor, or I'm blue, not monitor, my blue microphone as it spikes up and down, and I don't know if that's how it is over here, since it is in a stand, not one of your typical stands that has the bottom open where the microphone is. Hello, Chris. What's going on, man? Okay, good. He says, yes, we can hear you really good. Okay, cool. Chris is chilling. Very awesome. Just showing up, Chris. I am talking about comic books. I'm talking about landing my first major voiceover casting role for a bad guy in a movie. So, you're talking to an actor. And no, I'm not going to let it go to my head, because it is my first major role for a bad guy. So that's going to be exciting and fun. I was supposed to be playing another antagonist bad guy boyfriend, but that one did not come to fruition. That one kind of died. They went a whole different direction, and that's okay. Those things happen. because it was about the same time as COVID hit and all that good stuff. So people couldn't make this, people couldn't make that, so they just kind of put it all on the back burner. And then whenever they decided to bring it back, they decided to do casting roles for these characters. And I did not go for it. So this is my first major voiceover acting role for a movie. So that's going to be cool and very fun. So I'm super excited and looking forward to it. And it's right before Valentine's Day, too. They're sending me the script so that I can start reading over it, looking over it, and start giving them, my input on it all. And I'm assuming with what this guy has going on, it's kind of like a Power Rangers type of a situation. So I'm not 100% sure yet. All I know is the character's name, and he is a bad guy. He is the main bad guy for this movie. So that's going to be cool and exciting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. If you couldn't tell, not only am I doing artwork, I'm also acting, and I'm writing my own comic book. I am illustrating my own comic book, and I'm inking my own comic book. Now, I'm not going to be printing my own comic book. I will print some panels here at the house just to see how it flows together once I get it all said and done. But as far as anything else goes, I will have it printed out. Now, this is a 4-issue miniseries, and it's going to have a lot of multi-characters in it. And with that being said, it's going to have such things as cryptids. If you don't know what a cryptid is, that's Bigfoot, aliens, chupacabras, things that people don't think exist, but billions of people have seen worldwide. I don't know about that, but Roy said you and Audrey will be walking the red carpet next with laughter emojis. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean that'd be cool. I mean to go to a movie premiere for it, and hear your own voice up there on the big screen, because that would be cool. Yeah, I know what you meant, buddy. It's all good. So it's exciting times in the world of 412 Productions. So, and I honestly can't wait for my mixing board to come in, because then I can truly change my voice even more for certain aspects of my recording for this movie. So that would be cool. So I've got lots of stuff up for sale as far as artwork goes. I've got 3 portfolios of artwork ready for your house. Not my house, but your house. And, if you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube, you get to see the artwork over here, which is running the side over here. This is just some of what I've got. This is some of my newer pieces, which has a Wolverine Weapon X style when he just came out of the waters and berserked out and ran out of this facility. I've got my Art the Clown piece up there, which is a 3-dimensional piece on an actual saw blade. I've got Dexter, I've got Chester Bennington, I've got Venom, a glow-in-the-dark painting, which is right back behind me actually, and my Maniacal Joker right there. But you can go to any of my pages, especially right up here. I'm pointing up Facebook people, I'm pointing for the TikTok people, so just bear with me. You can go up here, go to my bio. In the bio, you'll see a link to my website. In my website, you'll see the 412 Productions, and directly underneath that website, you will see all my socials from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you're here live on TikTok. Like, share, follow, go to YouTube, please, and subscribe to that page. You're not paying any money to subscribe to that page. They just call it a subscription instead of a follow like you see everywhere else. A follow or like. But I've got pretty much every recording goes over there until I get a new program that allows me to go everywhere at the same time. And that's what I'm looking to do later on. I don't know if it'll be this year, maybe next year, because I want to go live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all at the same time. I do have an OnlyFans channel. That's where my not safe for work artwork is going to be for the most part. But I'll also be selling other stuff there as well. So if you have an OnlyFans account, you can jump over there, find me, 412 Art Productions there as well. I haven't set up my tiers yet, but you can go ahead and start following me so that once I do get my tiers up, you'll be able to know what is going to happen in those tiers. Like the first tier is going to have prints available. Second tier will have prints plus a specialty print. Third tier will have prints plus original artwork, so on and so forth as the tiers build. So you can hit me up there as well. I don't have that linked up here yet, just because it's so new, I haven't even put it on there yet. But exciting times right now, and it can't get any better than that. I mean, how can you not feel excited and exhilarated when you wake up to a message that says you landed this major role, and it's like, sweet, and it's exciting. I know there's a lot of actors and stuff like that on these pages, a lot of voiceover actors and things like that follow me, that are friends with me on Facebook and things like that. I don't know about TikTok, because only a handful of people talk over here. They like a lot of stuff that I repost or reshare, and I get 3, 4, 500 people that watch my videos that I post, of my creations, of my product, of my artwork. So I appreciate that. One of these days we'll probably do a live painting or something, just because I'm going to be working on the covers to my comic book. Excuse me. I'm going to be working on good grief. I'm going to be working on the covers to my comic books. And so those are going to be painted covers for me. Now, they're going to be on canvas, so it's going to be a much bigger piece than the actual, comic book cover piece that they normally have it on. So I'm looking forward to that because I've got some really, really cool ideas for what's going to happen with some of the covers. Just because I want it to stand apart from so many other things out there, so many other people's work. And so if I can do that and make it pop, that's what I really want to do. Because with some of my ideas that I plan on doing with these covers is, making them available for a foil edition, making them available for a glow-in-the-dark edition, making them available for a prismatic cover. Something cool, something that's going to pop. A lot of people are doing the metal covers and things like that, and then charging an astronomical amount of money for them. And I get it, because it costs money to print. And so it takes money to make money. And so you got to spend money to make money. Which sucks in today's society. Why can't I just, trade you my eggs for your Harley Davidson? Because the price of eggs are getting the same price as a Harley Davidson now. And just kidding. Don't go crazy. Price of eggs. Well, this guy thought you could steal money. I mean, you can do that. I mean, if you want to spend the rest of your life in prison, go for it. As some people are going to be seeing this year. But I get your drift, man. I get your drift. Yo, dude. That was a good one. But no, I like making money the legal way. Either online gambling or, different ways. Selling my artwork is the biggest way. Yes, I said eggs, Roy. My first set is already gone. That's rebuilt. So, and I got a couple months before my other 9 layers. Well, I got about a week and a half, 2 weeks on my one layer. She'll be laying soon, and then another 2 months. It'll be March, April, whenever the new batch of 8 starts laying, and so that'll be fun. So then I'll have a bunch of eggs up for sale. I'm going to be building a little stand out front, a little kiosk, if you will, for egg sales and vegetables and things of that nature. Because garden is about to get tilled up, ready for the growing season. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited with everything that's happening, from my voiceover acting gig that I just woke up to a message to today that came in yesterday. So I'm doing a major baddie voiceover for a movie. An actual movie. Yes. A Hollywood style movie. Yes. That will be fun. But no, it's exciting. I love it. Um, I wasn't even expecting it, because he was still had his casting out for this role, and it was just like, well, okay, guess I didn't get it, and move on with life, and continue doing my artwork, and I will still always do my artwork, but this is a different style of artwork. This is exciting. Um, so I'm looking forward to that. So back to the my comic book, which I have not given the title for. I have not given much information about, other than there is cryptids in it. There are um, mythological creatures in it, from fairies and trolls and gnomes and things of that nature. So there's going to be all kinds of different aspects to this book. Um, Now, some of the questions that I have received are: is there going to be any spin-offs from this book? And the answer, the short answer is very possibly. I have not thought that far along yet, just because I don't know how the book's going to be received yet. I'm hoping it's received very well, because I'm doing some different aspects to the book that are unique to the experience as you're reading the book. So I'm hoping it grabs people's attention. And I'm hoping that, there is enough want in this initial run of 4 books that people do want to see this character in their own book. They want to see this character in their own book. They want to see the development of this character, so on and so forth. And that's kind of why I'm doing a 4-issue miniseries, is because that's a nostalgia to me from back in the 80s and early 90s, when Marvel used to do a 4-issue miniseries off of main characters in their group books. Take Uncanny X-Men, when they took Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Longshot, Colossus, Kitty Pryde, and did all these Iceman, and did all these 4-issue miniseries where you got to know that character only, and what they've been through in their life. And so that's where I'm hoping my book does the same thing. That you're getting the whole backstory to this character who didn't want to be a character, who didn't want to be a main character. He didn't want to be a hero, per se. It was thrust on him. And he fights against the urges of what he wants to do with this power that's been thrust upon him. It's not a Spider-Man style book. It's not because it's not superhero book. It's more mythological based. Wizards, warlocks, Bigfoots, aliens, pixies, fairies. I mean, the list goes on and on of things in this book that are going to run concurrently, and you'll see them in the background, and you'll see glimpses of them in the background, and even the main character thinks he's going crazy with some of the things that he sees. And so And Roy's over here talking about eggs and bacon. And speaking of bacon, I've got to go take my pig out real fast. So bear with me. Roy, keep them entertained. I'll be right back. Are you not entertained? Sorry, had to take my pig out. She's a little cantankerous in the mornings. So, alright, so there's been some developments here. There you go. Please share, like, and follow 412 Productions. Monty appreciates all of you. I really do. You guys are great. I know you tried, bud. It's all good. It didn't take long. I did cut my hand open out there on a piece of metal, trying to get the pig to go to the bathroom, which is always fun in the morning, especially when it's raining outside. She does not. She's not your normal pig. She doesn't like to be out in the rain. She thinks she's a dog more than anything else. Her name is Bacon Bit. So, let's see here. We've talked comic books. We've talked artwork. Artwork is for sale. Please purchase my artwork. Which, if you want to see anything, hit me up in DMs, and I'll send you a video of what I have up for grabs in my portfolios. I've also got paintings all over the house that are ready for everybody else's house except for mine. Let's see here. Like, share, follow, all that good stuff. You can go up here. You can follow all of my social medias underneath my 412 Productions whenever you go to my website. I am working on getting my website for being able to sell on it as well. It is a new website for me. A different company than what I normally go with. Just because I wanted to break away from the norm that I usually have. And that old website just wasn't cutting it anymore. And so, I mean, it's still around out there, but it's just, blasé. So I have taken away all ability to that website, if you will, and created a new one, which is the 412 Art Productions out there. Thanks, Roy, for your help trying to keep people engaged out there. But more artwork is going and flowing. Getting ready to work on my Chun-Li from Street Fighter over here. And then I'll hit on some Spawn. And then I've got some other ones that I'll be working on. Some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I pulled out a whole list of things that I'm going to be working on next. Just because I'm digging these covers now. I was to a point where I wasn't 100% happy with working on blank covers. But now it's to the point where you work for Chick-fil-A now? That's just what that makes me think of when somebody says my pleasure. Oh, you work for Chick-fil-A. Cool. Awesome. But Roy, buddy, you're a godsend. You're a blessing, bud. Okay, so I am going to be working on more blank covers. I've got a whole stack of them sitting back over here, which you guys on Facebook can see. Dun, 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 right there, that big old stack right there, over my shoulder, and I'll pull it for you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This whole stack right here. This one I'll be working on next. There's some more Spawn covers in here. There's Fantastic Four, very relevant for the new trailer that's out right now. People are loving that new trailer for the Fantastic Four. They thought they did a really good job with the team. The new team aspect of it. These are my already done covers right here that are ready for your house. Not mine, from Wolverine to Doctor Strange. If you're into Benedict Cumberbatch, pull it over here where people can see it. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider, Swamp Thing, glows in the dark, Batman. That was a quick warm-up piece. Green Lantern, the Joseph one. Some old to new X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, from Marvel Girl to Rogue. Bloodstained, or House of Slaughter, not Bloodstained Teeth, that is a different comic book. House of Slaughter with Art the Clown on it. Get it while it's hot. Red Sonja, killing a big old snake back there. Punchline, Joker's new girlfriend. censored material of Faith from Valiant. House of Slaughter again. A woman all chopped up. My girlfriend's idea. Joker. Tattoo style. Right there. Joker, when he broke into the Batcave and created his own suit from one of Batman's suits that he had there. Of course, Spider-Woman, front and back cover. That one's a little more expensive than the rest. Chastity with Evil Ernie right there. And then, of course, one that I've got to do this to. Right there. So that you can't see the bling on her boobies. If you want to see that one in full swing, just hit me up in DMs and we will talk about it. That one does have crystals on it. On a belly button ring, on the nipple rings, all that good stuff. So, with that being said, I want to appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank you for stopping in, spending a few hours with us. Well, just an hour. With us here at 412 Productions, The Art of Monty Anderson. And I do appreciate each and every one of you for stopping in, liking, sharing, talking to your friends about the broadcast channel. We do try to go live every other day. We did think about going every day, but that's just a little much sometimes. I know a lot of creators go live every day. I like to build up some fodder, just like today, whenever I woke up to the news of, hey, you are voice acted main character to a bad guy. So that is exciting, cool, and I'm ready to get that going. But I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping in, checking out the channel here at 412 Productions. And as I always like to say when I leave you guys, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.